When it comes to sim racing, we all want to have the latest products, be it a brand new wheel or be it a quick release to make your life easier when you have multiple wheels, to even getting flappy paddles that are modified from the original. But with that, there is a drawback. A lot of the stuff you can get directly through Fanatec, and the big drawback with that is the cost. Now, the QR2 is one of those things. I have been using the QR1 for a very long time. It was amazing until you start having a little rattle, a little knock, and that annoys you. And then your result to have to put it in one of these, a pin that goes into your wheel to fix it in place, and then it's no longer a quick release. So you end up with a situation where you have a quick release that rattles, or one that isn't a quick release. So it's pretty much pointless. But Fanatec, they saw that and they solved it. They released the QR2. And then you're thinking, I get QR2 to the back of this. That's not that expensive, right? Until you then realize this is also a QR1. So you have to get a bit for this, a bit for that, and then that's going to cost you a few £100. And that is where the people at Simube come in. They've gone out their way and they've made a QR2. Not only is it a QR2, which we'll have a look at in a second, this is for your wheel. They've also gone out the way and they've made the QR2 for the base. So you can replace that on your wheel, that on your base, and you have a fully functioning QR2. Now, are there drawbacks? Well, it's not Fanatec. And the other drawbacks really is, oh no, they're cheaper. Well, there is a little bit of a drawback as well, because getting it from Simube means you're not getting an official Fanatec product. If you're out of warranty, I don't think it really matters, but I do want you to make it clear, if you do get it from Simube and you don't get it directly from Fanatec, it is at your own risk. And if anything does go wrong, then obviously you might lose that out. For the most part, I've been using non-Fanatec product like the boost kit for a very long time now, and I've never really had an issue. And this I've been researching a lot. I've seen other brands that you can get on AliExpress, like Tanlenki. I think you can get also Simube from AliExpress, but this has been bought directly from the Simube website. I'm just going to run through the Simube website with you so you can see exactly what you're getting. But I do want to make it clear, I do have an affiliate link with Simube. So if you do use the link down below, you will be supporting the channel and I will be getting a kickback from Simube. But I want to make this absolutely clear. The QR2 base side and wheel side that I'm showing you today have not been sent to me by Simube. They have not been sent to me for review, and I have actually purchased these myself with my own cash. And I'm also going to show you how long it took from when I ordered it to when it arrived. I was pretty impressed. It was just over 7 or 8 days, and that does tie in with what they say. So let me take you over to the Simube website. As you can see, when you get there, you're greeted with a load of different things that they sell. The magnetic paddle shifters for the McLaren. Keep an eye out because I am going to review it. You will have seen it already in the McLaren wheel. It's already installed. I will do a video on that because a few things I really want you guys to know before you do purchase it. Just in case. They do have other products, like I said, the paddle shifters, they have wheel stands, they've also got flappy paddles. All of this is very comparable to what you get with Fanatec, but what we're looking forward at today is the QR2 and the QR2 Pro, and we're also looking at the QR2 base side. When I purchased this, I purchased it as a bundle. You can see the prices here are in GBP, but I did purchase in dollars. I think that's just something it does in my region to tell me roughly how much it's going to be. Now, you can get these just as standalones, but like I said, I got the bundle, and I will be ordering one of these as well again at some point, just so I can have on my other wheels. But for the purpose today, this is what I went in. This is what I purchased. And as you go in, it tells you exactly what the product is. It's quite clear, quite informative. Tells you dimensions. It tells you what it looks like, how it slots in, all that sort of stuff, and what comes in the pack. Now, bear this in mind, we will open this in a second and we'll have a first eye look exactly the same as I have received it. And then you get multiple color options. You get 4 different color options, which you do not get with Fanatec. So if you get it with Fanatec, you've got the option of the black, and you've got the option of the gold. And some people might say it's yellow. We'll go with gold. But you can also get a red one, which I think look quite nice. And I've got a blue one. You know, I just wanted to get a blue one. What you need to check as well is they do have different versions. They got the Type C, and they've got the Type M. So you just need to check your base and see which one you want to get. It tells you what it's compatible with, its features, and then you got all your reviews. Now, this is not just from me. I have been looking around the place. I've looked at Reddit, all over different places to see what they're like and get a gauge of what Simube are like. And the feedback that you can see is absolutely amazing. Now, in terms of their website, at the top here, it says free shipping and duty on all orders. Ships in 2 days, arrives in 5 to 8. From my experience, from my own personal experience, that was absolutely bang on. From the day I ordered it, I think it was Friday the 13th, and I received it today, June the 22nd. So about 8 or 9 days, which I think is really, really good. So we'll have a look into what we got. And I'm not going to show you videos on how to install this. And the reason being that if you want to see a video on how to install them, there's plenty of videos. I'll put the links to these Fanatec videos on there. They'll tell you how to install the Type C, the Type N, M, and also the Bayside one. One thing I want you guys to know is, and point out, in terms of, this is the official Fanatec YouTube channel. And if you look at that picture at the top, and you look at this picture on the box, right there, it's exactly the same. That one there, exactly the same as pretty much as what you can see on the screen. Even looking at the text, it's exactly the same. And that's another thing that a lot of people have been raving about. So we're going to do the unboxing. I'm going to start with the wheel side, because this is one of those that are probably going to be the most popular for most people to do with sim racing. When you get it, it is a pretty simple box. You've got the Simube branding at the top. You've got the description of what it is and the QR2 Pro. One thing I would say as well is, do not use this in a real life race car, because I can't verify that the safety standards Fanatec have for the Pro are the same as this. Okay, so I do want to make that clear. Don't use it in the real world. And if you do, use that at your own risk. In terms of the side, a lot of Simube branding, very simple. On the other side, QR2 Pro, and it tells you your different color options. Again, I've got the blue, as you can see on there. And then at the back, all your instructions. It tells you exactly how you're going to make it, and how you're going to put it together. So pretty neat. And then in terms of opening it, just a simple flat. And then when you open it, you're greeted with the QR2 inside. Now, when you take it out, you've got your QR2 in there. It's got a silica gel on the inside, which is always good. And you've got a small toolkit, which again is quite important. Follow the instructions, and also look at the instructions on the Fanatec videos that I showed you earlier. And then that's how it comes packaged in. Quite soft foam. I mean, do you call this foam? I'm not sure what you call it, but it comes really nicely packaged in there. So that's your QR2 wheel side. In terms of the base side, again, the packaging very identical. Picture of what you're getting. What you're getting, it's a Type C. No color options because there isn't. And again, on the back, a quick guide, instructions on what you need to put it together. And then when you open it, again, the same. You're going to be greeted with the same thing. It's very nicely packaged. I'm going to try not let this fall out so you guys can see. Very nicely packaged. You've got your Type C in there, and then you've got your clamps, 2 of those, and then you've got again another toolkit with some screws, some washers, and one of those keys. So by the end of it, you will get a lot of tools out of this. So let's have a look at the base side. I will put some pictures shortly of the comparison between the wheel side and the base side, and that's it. You've got your USB-C there, which comes with a nice little cover. You got the S for Simube in there, and then that's pretty good. It's solid metal, CNC machined is what they say. If we unbox the wheel side, we'll get an idea of what they're like together. In terms of the quality, for all you good ASMR people out there, it opens fully. Um, Again, this is all CNC machined, which is pretty sturdy. It feels sturdy in there. And in terms of putting this in there, and there we go. I've skipped it a little bit because I was having a bit of trouble trying to figure out which way was up and which way was down. But once it's in, the flat bit over there is the bit that aligns with the S on your base side. I'm not going to force this too much, but initial impressions is I cannot feel any give between the two. Again, it could be a different story once I've installed it, but for now, I can't feel any give between the two. Once they're on, there we go. That was quick, a lot quicker. So what we'll do, I'm going to skip the video. I'm not going to put any videos on how I've done it. I'm just going to show you the final product at the end. And partly is because you can get those videos through Fanatec. It's probably going to do a lot of better job than I can in terms of showing you how to put together. And while I do it, I'll also let you know at the end if there's any differences between the Fanatec installation and the installation on this. I don't think there will be, so we'll just go and see you in about, I don't know, 5 seconds. Before we look at the finished product, I just want to show you a quick comparison between the QR1 that I've just taken out and the new QR2 from Simube. In terms of dimensions, just looking at it, I'm going to try and line them up with the bottom there, is they look pretty identical. Obviously the shaping is different. As you can see with mine, there's quite a bit of wear in there, and that's also partly to do with when I had to put the sellotape in there to stop some of the rattle when I had the QR1 light especially. But yeah, in terms of the base, we'll take this off, the QR2, and that's your difference. Obviously you can see the shaping is very different in there, but in terms of, probably shouldn't do that, but that CNC machined, that CNC machined, so we'll come back to you and I'll put a bit more, if anything that I come across during the build and the putting it together, I will let you know and put it in here in the video. So here we are. I've now installed the QR2 on the base of my wheel. It was pretty straightforward. I can't lie. The only things you do need to worry about really with it is when you take out the QR and put it back into the base side, just make sure that you take a lot of care because USB-Cs are very fragile, so you don't want to damage that. But in terms of tightening it, it says to tighten up to about 8 Newton meters. I haven't got a torque wrench, but on the Fanatec video it said to use it by hand, and you can kind of just get a gauge of where it needs to be. On the wheel itself, now I had the QR1 on this, the metal one, and I now have a QR2. That is pretty nice. If it looks good, I do like the blue, I must say. I wish Fanatec could do the different colorways. You also notice I do have different gear shifters on this, and they are also by Simube. I don't know if you can see on there. So if you do want to see a bit more about this, I will be making a video on this in the next few weeks. It is also CNC machine, so it's none of that 3D printed stuff that you see. The quality of this is absolutely incredible, so keep an eye out for that video. And the reason I haven't done the video for this, even though I have had it installed on the wheel, is because of the QR2. That works only with that, not with the other one. So watch the other video, I will have a bit more information of it. I have reached out to Simube for information on that, but the moment of truth, it looks good. Does that just slide into your wheel? Now there's two ways of doing it. One, the old-fashioned way, which solid. As you can see in the video, the base wobbles, has some slight flex, and that's how rigid this is in there. So if I'm going to be pulling, shifting gears, everything while racing, that's not going to be an issue. Now, the other way you can do it is if it's lined up, they say on the Fanatec one, you can just put that in there and it should just slide in. Now, yeah, it does. It does. You don't have to pull the mechanism. I probably will always do that to put it in, but you can, if it's lined up, just squeeze it in. And what happens is those just go to the side. Probably one of the reasons I wouldn't do it is because it's such a nice black finish on that. I don't want to scratch it, so I'm probably always going to go with that. Easy enough. It's in. Right. Now, I've only got the one, so this is just to give you a comparison between the old QR1, which is still a metal one. They don't send you screws or your bolts to go in it, so you will have to reuse these. Now, with this one, I have got some spares, partly because when I did install this shifter, you need slightly longer bolts, and they do send with that. But that's that. And the other thing that you will need to do is just be very careful when you're taking this washer from the inside of your wheel. So if you've got a metal one, you do have to replace it with a plastic one that comes with it, and they do provide you bolts. They also provide you tools, so you're not going to be short on tools. These, as you can see, plenty of tools that they send out with this kit. And when you're changing this washer, just need to be very careful because those screws are very, very fragile. You can't over tighten them. And there's a couple of things to note. If you have this wheel and you're changing that washer to the plastic one that comes with the kit, which is the same as Fanatec, not a CB thing, you will reuse the screws that are on this. If you're doing that on the McLaren, you will be using the screws that come with the kit. So just pay very close attention to what wheel you've got. The Fanatec videos linked below do tell you which wheels you can reuse the screws and which ones you can't. So, but yeah, that's a good show you a comparison side by side of an installed QR2 versus a QR1. Now, hopefully, watch one of my streams and you will see how I get on with this, because I will be using this wheel a lot, and I'll be using the QR2, and I'll give regular feedback on how I get on with it. But again, straightforward, pretty easy. And the moment of truth, I want to turn this on, get my legs out of the way, because you never know with direct drives. It worked. Like I've said, I do have an affiliate link down below. If you do purchase via that, it does help the channel and it helps me make more of these videos going forward. But yeah, all I can say at the moment is the service that I've received from Simube, quality. The product feels quality. The color options, look at that. It just looks so much nicer than black or gold. You have red as well as an option. I like that. The setup, installing it, straightforward. And like I said, the only major drawbacks that you probably will have with this is if you are still in warranty, obviously that might void it. But I am well out of warranty, and I've heard a lot of good reviews of people saying that they have used the Simube QR2. I think this is better than the Tan Lenki ones, because you are just getting better customer service, and it's not through AliExpress. They do have customer service. They do get back to you. I communicated with Simube about different products, and the service seems to be really, really good. So here we are in Gran Turismo, just taking this out on track just to get an idea of what it's like. Normally with the old QR1 you would get a bit of a knocking feeling through the wheel when you haven't got the bolt or the tape on there. So it'd be interesting to see if we get that around here at Watkins Glen. So going into the brakes, obviously there's a bit of driver skill that is at factor, but that feels really sturdy. The wheel actually feels a lot heavier or more solid than it did before. Now I don't know if that's to do with the QR or with the shifters that you can see here, so do check out that video. I will do a bit more of a review on that. This is going to be an interesting part to see what it actually handles. This section of Watkins Glen always really good, and going into this corner, get those down, there's actually no play in there. The car actually feels more planted with this QR because there's no movement. It looks like the tolerances are a lot lower on this. The gear shift actually feels really amazing. Get another braking zone, and wait for the car to pick up, go through the rumble strips just to get a bit more rattling. Yeah, that feels really solid. So far, positive impression. Around here, obviously driver error and driver skill a different factor. But yeah, it feels really solid. The wheel itself doesn't move. There's no flex in there other than the usual flex from the McLaren rim, because it's not aluminium, it's actually plastic. But yeah, that actually feels really solid. We'll go and finish the lap. Yeah, try and get some more rumble strips. I know this corner here you can get on the rumble strip, so let's see what it's like. It felt good through there and through there as well. And as we cross the line, it's not a great time, but the feeling is actually really, really good. Yeah, that's how it felt out on track. I'm really impressed of already at how good this is. So I'm going to give this a thumbs up. I'll let you know if it gets any better, if there's any issues down the line. Also, these are really good, so keep an eye out on that video. So do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy this video, if you have found it informative. If you've got any queries, do tell me in the comments down below what questions you might have. I'll try my best to answer all of the questions. And if I can't get you an answer myself, I will try and answer the question for you. But yeah, I've been Chunky Ribena. This is the QR2 from Simube. And all I can say is it looks pretty good. Peace out.